What is next for Indian politics? चुनाव तो खत्म हो गया, लेकिन आगे क्या होगा? I'm Barkha Dutt. You're with the Mojo Story. On the conversation today, we will be looking at what is next for Indian politics. As Narendra Modi gets set with his third term as Prime Minister, क्या कुछ बदलेगा? कि बहुत कुछ नहीं बदलेगा? What will change and what will not change? Will it be more of the same, or will there be a distinct difference? Not so much in the decisions and style of the Modi government or the Modi-led NDA government, but in the response of people and the opposition. There's a lot to talk about, including who might be the next president of the BJP, who will get the speaker's post, what will the impact be of Priyanka Gandhi's entry into parliament from Wayanad, what, if any, what direction will the tensions or the seeming tensions within the Sangh Parivar between the RSS and the BJP take after public reprimands from not just Mohan Bhagwat, but much more directly from RSS's Indresh Kumar? What direction will those rifts take? There's also the question of jailed opposition leaders and the Arvind Kejriwal bail. For Arvind Kejriwal, how will that play out? What will happen to Yogi Adityanath? So much to talk about in this conversation today, which we'll be having with senior journalist and editor of SatyaHindi, Ashutosh, who has also worn in a previous avatar a hat as a politician with the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, of course, he's back to his first avatar, that of being a journalist. Let's welcome our newsmaker on the program today. Ashutosh is with us. Ashutosh, always a pleasure to talk to you. मैंने आपका आर्टिकल, जो मोस्ट रिसेंट आर्टिकल है, बड़े ध्यान से पढ़ा और आपने उसमें कहा कि how a friend told you that, the country has been saved. A friend who obviously did not like Prime Minister Modi, did not like the BJP. पर उसके बाद आपने बहुत सी qualifications दी, बहुत सी arguments दी, बहुत से questions raise किए. Will things change or will they not change? तो वहीं से शुरू करते हैं. How much will change? How much has changed? Or is this a delusion of the opposition?
See, Barkha, thank you. Barkha, in my column, surprisingly, the man who said that the nation is saved is not from the left and liberal group. He's basically from right of the center. He's somebody who I will not say that belongs to the BJP or belongs to the RSS, but obviously sympathetic towards the right-wing politics, sympathetic towards the Hindutva. So that shows that Modi has gone too far in its pursuit to remain in power and to get a third consecutive term. Because the kind of language he has used during this campaign was atrocious, has not been used by him also in 2014 and 2019. Sparingly, he has been using Hindi Muslim binary, but not at such a scale. So in that sense, that statement by my friend was a very, very important statement about how the things will change. See, the Modi's government in the coming days will be defined, and its nature will be defined by three things. First of all, Modi and the BJP's relationship with the RSS, that is Mohan Bhagwat and others. Secondly, his relationship with the opposition. And thirdly, his relationship with the public. About the first, Mohan Bhagwat has already given enough hints and indications that now onwards, the RSS will not take everything for granted. And Modi also should not take everything for granted, their support and everything. Because after JP Nadda's statement that the BJP has become Saksham, and RSS has become very annoyed with that statement. So it has pointedly asked them in a meeting, as I was told, that if you have become so Saksham, then you please go ahead with yourself. Why you need my support? So RSS pressure will also help in the direction of the government, and the stand that the government will take in future. Secondly, about opposition. See, opposition in comparison in 2014 and 19 is much more robust. There is a much better unity in the question in the opposition, and also Rahul Gandhi personally has emerged as a main face of the opposition. Whether he becomes leader of opposition or not, that's a different story altogether. Today, he has comfortably won from two constituencies with more than 3 lakhs votes, where the Prime Minister has struggled in Varanasi and won with only 1,52,000 votes. So the robust opposition will also try to put government on the mat. And thirdly, the people, because Modi has realized his magic is not working. The recently CSDA survey has categorically stated that only 32% people want Modi as a prime minister, whereas 36% want Rahul Gandhi as a prime minister. So it's a paradigm shift in that sense, especially in UP, which sends 80 parliamentarians to the parliament. So the combination of these three relationships will basically define Modi's government in future. My opinion is that the Modi will soften, will mellow down, but not to the extent that the people could pressurize him, and he would not like to be seen to be pressurized or are taken for granted by his party and by others. So he will be little mellowed, but to expect that the tiger will change his stripe and will be something else, we'll be expecting too much.
Ashutosh, you said that to expect that the tiger will change his stripes, that's going too far. And you also said that Rahul Gandhi has emerged as the main leader of the opposition. Now, there are those who say कि 98, 99 seats या 100 seats पर भी एक तरह से जो Congress का confidence है, an assumption of leadership, that is also misplaced, that the Congress may not have performed this way had it not been in alliance with the Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh. और दूसरा जहां आपने CSDS data की बात की, yes, the CSDS data does show Rahul Gandhi marginally ahead of Narendra Modi in UP, but nationally, Mr. Modi is still the preferred option for Prime Minister. So do you think that the opposition is being a little overconfident? Is it in danger of underestimating the Modi brand?
It is about the morale of the opposition. The morale of the opposition was down in 2014 and 2019, and they believed that the Modi is invincible, he cannot be defeated. Rahul has busted that image of Narendra Modi. Look at the press conference he did on the issue of NEET, where he says that the Prime Minister is psychologically broken down. I think making a statement like that shows that Rahul Gandhi is extremely confident about himself. His morale is high. And the most important thing is that the opposition has tasted blood in the sense that Modi can be defeated. Modi can be cornered. Modi can be put on the mat, because if this can happen in UP, where Ayodhya is there, where Kashi is there, where Yogi Adityanath is there, and where Mr. Modi is also there, if you combine all these four factors, you imagine that UP, when this election started, everybody thought that the BJP will get something around 70 seats out of 80, and there they were just reduced to 33, along with the allies 36. Which is a great moral booster to the opposition. And they realize that if they are together, if they fight together, there is a cohesion, there is a higher unity index, then Modi is somebody who can be tamed. I think this particular word, taming, has become very important, and that is what will decide the opposition's role in the next parliament.
Let's talk a little bit about what's happened so far, right? So far, many people thought, oh, Modi's cabinet would be different. He didn't even change the basic portfolios. Usme ek badlav aaya hai that Shivraj Singh Chauhan is now in the agriculture ministry. But usko chhod ke, there is no change, significant change at all, no change in the importance given to Mr. Amit Shah. From all available information, the BJP is going to keep the speaker's post. The BJP has kept all the key portfolios. There is nothing right now to tell us that the Modi cabinet is different in any way from previous governments, right? So even if the opposition has tasted blood, let's go by what we've seen so far. What do you pick up from the decisions that Mr. Modi has taken so far?
See, Mr. Modi is a very seasoned politician, and probably one of the rarest of the rare politicians who has emerged an Indian scene. So to imagine that opposition morale is very high and the Modi will surrender, that's not going to happen. He knows he's also indulging into the psychological warfare. And to not change his cabinet ministers, not their portfolios, itself is an indication that he realizes the kind of challenges he's going to face. So he's also putting up a brave face. He's also sending out message to the opposition and others that, look, don't take me for granted. Don't think that I have become weak. I'm still the same prime minister which has ruled the country with the iron fist in the last 10 years. But the change is already visible. The change is Look at how Rajnath Singh has become suddenly very important. He is coordinating with all the alliance partner. How the Kiran Rijiju has gone to Mallikarjun Kharge and met him and had a cup of tea. Could you have ever imagined something like this in the last 10 years? It did not happen. This is the same Prime Minister which did not accord the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha to the Congress party. So as the things looking same, things are also changing. So my submission is that don't expect that he will change overnight. He will not change overnight. But yes, there are subtle nuances. There are subtle hints that yes, I am a bit accommodative. I will try to consult as much as possible. If not me, my senior colleagues will do that. But you can't pressurize me to do something which I don't want to do. I will not change for that level.
But do you believe you will see a more conciliatory Modi? I agree with you on the Rijiju meeting Kharge. This was unimaginable in the last 2 sessions of parliament, where there was mass suspensions, in fact, of members of parliament of the opposition. But do you believe that we will see a more conciliatory prime minister, or do you think we don't know that right now?
Conciliatory is a slightly hard. He will try to project himself that he is willing to adjust a bit, to accommodate a bit. That's what. Because please understand, the last 10 years, the nature of the government has been a macho government, a government which will not succumb to anybody's pressure, whether it is the farmers, whether it is Shaheen Bagh, or whether international pressure. Look at the kind of language which has been used by the External Affairs Minister vis-a-vis Canada and vis-a-vis China and others also. So built an image of a macho government and a macho state. To climb down from there will not be good for the government itself. क्योंकि सरकार तो इकबाल से चलती है, और सरकार का अगर इकबाल नहीं होगा, तो then all the institutions which has surrendered before this government in the last 10 years suddenly will try to get the autonomy of their own, and then the problem will start. Like the problem started when Manmohan Singh government was there. The report of the CAG and others had shown that if these institutions are given autonomy, becomes independent, then what kind of problem they can force and they can provide to the government. So Modi knows this. He is one person who hasn't lost a single election. In 2024, again, he has not lost the election. He has only lost the majority of his party. So to run a government where he doesn't have a majority is not his habit. But he also knows, being a pragmatic politician, that this he has to live with this. So my submission is that within after some time, he will try to have the majority of its own in this Lok Sabha itself. If that doesn't happen, then he would like to do something extraordinary. He'll pose a question and issue with the people and said, I'm lame duck. I can't do this, but this is what the country needs. So please help me. I'm coming to you. Give me the mandate. Either of these two is possible. And third point is that if anybody thinks that the Nitish Kumar and the Chandrababu Naidu will support this government, no end, I'm not buying the argument for the simple reason, because these two politicians, their past is witness to the fact that they have changed sides like nobody's business. So it is again the Nitish and Chandrababu Naidu on one side and Narendra Modi and Amit Shah on the other side. It's a relationship of distrusting partners. They will keep distrusting each other. They will be cautious to each other, and they will watch out that other is not trying to hit him or backstab the other person.
Let's pick up your first point about how you believe that, which I agree with, that the Prime Minister will want his own majority. He can either do that by breaking parties or getting other parties to join the NDA. You know, whether we don't know who, but there are possibilities. The other is create an extraordinary situation where he hopes the people will back him, and you're basically saying that he'll call a midterm election. That is basically what you're saying.
Yes. That is my apprehension. but not too soon.
The problem with that theory, though it's logical, and I instinctively believe that knowing everything we do about the Prime Minister as political students or students of politics, is that in this term, Narendra Modi doesn't have yet a story. In 2014, he was the change. He was the outsider. He was breaking the old elites ka cabal, and he had come in from Gujarat to be to shatter Lutyens' Delhi and be the change. In 2019, he had Balakot, so it was a national security moment. In 2024, his Hindutva plus Ram Mandir plus governance didn't quite work the way that he wanted it to. So Hindutva can't be the core story. For him to do what you're suggesting, Ashutosh, he first needs a new story for himself. What do you think that story could be?
Again, it's difficult for a person like me to predict what that story could be. But if I know Narendra Modi well, he has always surprised his critics. In 2000, when he was sent to Gujarat in 2000, everybody thought, here is a pracharak. He had no experience of running a government. He has never been a minister, never been an MLA, an MP. How will he run the government? He not only ran the government, but he won three consecutive elections. Never lost an election. In 2002, he was a Hindu Hriday Samrat who was accused of Gujarat riots. By 2007, he became a Vikas Purush. So everybody thought that Narendra Modi is good for Gujarat, but he will not be acceptable in Delhi. He made himself not only acceptable in Delhi, but he became one of the most popular leaders this country ever had. So I can understand that right now he might not have a story to tell or to weave, but you don't underestimate him. Nobody should underestimate him. He is one politician whose nose is always on the ground. He has controlled India like nobody's business. So you never know what is in his heart, is in his mind, because I'm sure from 4th June onwards, his mind and heart must be working 24 hours to find that mojo again, which he seems to have lost.
I do agree with you that Modi will be looking to recover his lost mojo. A lot will depend on the relationship within the BJP and the Sangh Parivar. So let's come to the RSS and the very intriguing statements that we have seen from the RSS, from Indresh Kumar directly, but also from Mohan Bhagwat talking about the role of a true Swayamsevak, how a true Swayamsevak is never arrogant. Do you believe that this is something, because every time in the past we have spoken about tensions between the RSS and the BJP, they've always managed it. And secondly, Modi has delivered more for the RSS agenda than any other BJP leader in the past, whether it is 370, whether it is some movement on the Uniform Civil Code. He has delivered to them. So how do you see the statements of Mohan Bhagwat and Indresh Kumar?
I don't see these statements as an open challenge to the Prime Minister. No, it's not. It's not RSS style of functioning. And Mohan Bhagwat is not K.S. Sudarshan, that he used to give challenges, he used to go to call names to Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Lal Kesh Advani and other, better than us, before 2004 when the Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister. It was an open rebellion kind of thing. Mr. Modi and Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, they both know this very well, that for the project Hindutva to go and to turn this country into a Hindu Rashtra, they both need each other. RSS, as much as RSS needs BJP, the BJP also needs RSS. Because in this election, RSS has tried to tell BJP that you can't win elections if we are not there. You need our human resource. Not there, then you will struggle. It's not that the BJP can't win elections on its own, but RSS has given very subtle hints. And Modi is one person who has almost implemented the RSS agenda verbatim. 370 he implemented, Ram Mandir he implemented, Uniform Civil Code almost done it. And this country has has become a Hindutva country in the sense that now Hindutva politics has occupied the pole position. It has acquired the centrality in Indian politics, and the politics even by opposition is not possible by negating Hindu or Hinduness or Hindu unity. Where is the problem? The problem is the approach. Mr. Modi's unilateralism, Modi's singularity of leadership, that is the problem. RSS wants Modi as a leader, but RSS also wants that Modi should be more conciliatory. Modi should not project himself as he's God, because RSS fundamental is collective leadership. RSS fundamental is consultation. RSS fundamental is that the party and the organization should run like a family. And it is because of this reason that RSS and the BJP had never seen any split, where the other political parties have split in as many things. Because RSS has shown that resilience. Even if somebody within the party or the organization is unhappy, they don't leave him or they don't leave her unless it is really important. And the only person who has been thrown out of the BJP and the RSS was Balraj Madhok. That is almost 40-50 years back. So RSS knew how long to take the battle and when to stop and when to start. So I don't see that this confrontation will happen in open. Some negotiation will take place. They both will try to adjust himself, and subtly Modi will tell him, I am the Prime Minister, let me run it. But you are an organization, mother organization, you will have your share of cake. But don't forget, RSS, again, on the NEET issue, the statement which ABVP has given, that statement was not possible before 2024 parliamentary election. That shows that RSS and its organizations are trying to get some space with the government, that their views should be heard. They should also be listened.
Let's talk about NEET. It's a very interesting thing, and then I'll come back to the RSS. It has been, in a way, the first people's movement challenge for the government, right? And again, in the beginning, you saw the way it was handled. Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan came and said, these protests are motivated. 1 week later, he had to take moral responsibility. Their own student bodies have demanded a CBI inquiry, as you mentioned. Is this a sign of things to come? Given everything that you've said, don't underestimate Mr. Modi. He will be thinking of how to get a majority. He's not going to fundamentally change. The RSS and he will reach some middle ground. But जब लोगों के प्रोटेस्ट होते हैं, जब 24 लाख स्टूडेंट्स की बात है, और हम पहले टर्म्स में भी ये देख चुके हैं, जब किसान प्रोटेस्ट हुए या जब स्टूडेंट्स ने सीए एनआरसी पे प्रोटेस्ट किया, लैंड एक्विजिशन, even a man as powerful as Mr. Modi found it difficult to look the other way. So are you expecting more of these kind of people protests to form the opposition, and then the formal opposition comes in? How do you look at the handling of NEET?
The handling has been very messy, and it's again the indication of the fact that the government has changed, government's majority has changed, but government still wants to tell to the whole world that we don't succumb to pressures. But finally, the good sense has prevailed over the government and the minister, and he's accepted the responsibility, admitted that yes, there has happened many irregularities, and it is instituted an inquiry. This government has not done, even when the farmer protest was happening, almost a year to accept that the things were not going the way it was. Shaheen Bagh movement, they just completely ignored. Braj Bhushan Saran Singh, they completely ignored. Even despite Supreme Court's intervention, nothing happened to the Braj Bhushan Saran Singh. He continued to be the member of parliament. Party did not take any action against him. Only the institutions, only the Supreme Court intervened. Because Supreme Court intervention, the FIR was lost, but he was never arrested. Something like that. But this time, I think Dharmendra Pradhan very soon realized that yes, the government, the nature of the government has changed. So if you don't go beyond a point, then this will create more problems. And this was also followed up by the Rahul Gandhi's very strong press conference, where he frontally attacked not only the Prime Minister, but exposed that how the educational institutions in the country are hijacked by the RSS, and how the education institutions are crumbling because below mediocre people are given the responsibilities who can't run, who can't do a thing. So I think it is this frontal attack by Rahul Gandhi which forced government to go for the damage control.
I'll come to Rahul Gandhi in a moment, but to come back to your point about the RSS and how the BJP and the RSS will negotiate some space, I think a lot will be revealed in who the BJP president is. Do you believe that the RSS will have some say in who that is, that person will have to be the bridge between the two parties? Or do you believe that that person will simply be a placeholder and Modi and Shah will continue to be the men in command? You see, we hear a lot about how one day the Rajnath, Gadkari, Shivraj faction of the BJP will emerge and will be a mutinous faction against Modi Shah, especially if the BJP loses the next 2 or 3 elections, which it could in Maharashtra, Haryana and Jharkhand. Do you see a kind of mutiny possibility within the BJP? Do you think it matters who the BJP president will be? Do you think the RSS will have a role in it?
Mutiny, no. No mutiny against Narendra Modi, at least in the next year and a half. And second point is that RSS will never let anybody become the party president and the general secretary organization. It has never happened when Jansangh was there, even Atal Bihari Vajpayee was there, and the BJP was there. They always want to not control, but they always want to have some kind of control over BJP or all its organization. So even JP Nadda is an RSS man. And the BL Santosh, the General Secretary organization, is an RSS man. It's not that they had come from some other planet. It depends on the person who becomes the party president, how he coordinates and how he manages with the government, with Modi, with Amit Shah, and also with RSS. So his responsibility will be that he should not be seen to be too much surrendering to the BJP, too much surrendering to the Morcha combination, and maintaining its own independence. I think that will be a difficult proposition for the RSS to find a person like that, because Modi, for all said and done, is a colossus, and anybody in the BJP and the RSS will feel intimidated by his. So it's difficult to find somebody like name. Chauhan could have been an ideal candidate for the presidentship, but he's already the cabinet minister. So I can't see any other name who could emerge. In my opinion, I think Mr. Devendra Fadnis could be an ideal candidate because he's a rising star. He was a rising star, still young, and to the RSS. He comes from Nagpur, and he's somebody who's not seen to be very close to Amit Shah. He has a working relationship with Narendra Modi, and he harbors grudge against Amit Shah too, because he was demoted from the chief ministership and made a deputy CM. So he could be an ideal candidate, and then he's also a Brahmin. So let's not forget it. That's one of the serious criteria within the RSS. So I think he could be one who is smart, who speaks 2-3 languages, and he has been a chief minister, so he also has an stature. So somebody like him could be. Who knows? Even the Gadkari can be asked to resign and take the reins of the party.
Why would Mr. Modi ever agree to having Nitin Gadkari? You remember when Nitin Gadkari was party president? I remember interviewing Gadkari once, and I said, "Aapne Modi ji se last time baat kab ki?" And they were not even talking. They were not even on talking terms as party president and Gujarat chief minister.
I know what you are saying, but let's go back and pass in 2009. There were Lalkesh Advani, there was Arun Jaitley, Sushma Swaraj, Anant Kumar, Venkaiah Naidu. And when RSS decided, Bhagwat decided nothing doing. He said, gang of 4 will not be the president, will not be there. He openly said it, the party president come not from Delhi, but from outside. Nitin Gadkari, a junior minister, a junior leader, even in Maharashtra, he was brought to Delhi. He became the party president, and he ran the BJP organization the way he wanted. There were a lot of sabotage did occur under his leadership, lot of people were very upset with him because he was an outsider. But that's how the RSS wanted to take control. And that one stroke of Mohan Bhagwat has brought back BJP. It's lost energy. And let's not forget it. When they realized that Gadkari can be a liability, he was dispensed with. And they had gone back to Narendra Modi, who had almost finished BJP and RSS in Gujarat. So they are RSS leadership is very practical. They understand the nuances of politics and the leadership also. Modi is a different so dealing with Modi will be very difficult, but I hope they will find some kind of some understanding with him, and there might be a consensus candidate.
Now let's talk about the opposition. You said the opposition has tasted blood. Firstly, the big change will be inside Parliament, right? Inside Parliament, where there will be a kind of robust engagement with legislation. जो पहले unilaterally नए कानून लाए जा सकते थे, वो अब मुश्किल होगा. Some projects of Modi, like One Nation, One Poll, will be very difficult to bring in now because his regional allies are not going to want it. But Priyanka Gandhi's entry from Wayanad means 3 members of the Gandhi family are now going to be in Parliament. This is very interesting because are we saying that the one issue on which Mr. Modi attacked the Gandhis again and again, Parivarvad, juxtaposing his own story as a self-made son of a tea vendor, are we saying dynasty is now a dead issue?
No, dynasty is never a dead issue in Indian politics and will never be. And I have a different take on this. If you want to know my opinion, I prefer and I think that Indian democracy is energetic. Indian democracy is versatile. Indian democracy is functionally working. I think the credit should be given to the dynasty. Look at the political parties, how seamlessly within the political party, the leadership has passed from one generation to another generation. And take the case of Samajwadis. Samajwadis, they were very powerful after the first general elections. They were very strong. They were blessed by Jayaprakash Narayan and Ram Manohar Lohiya's Madhulima's leadership. But where are Samajwadis today? Because there was no smooth transition of leadership from one generation to another generation. So I know I'm talking something which people will not like it. It might scandalize the few, but the issue is that whether it is Samajwadi Party, whether it is RJD, whether it is Shiv Sena, it did not disintegrate because of the acceptability of the dynastic leadership in our political framework. Look at Tamil Nadu, where Karunanidhi to Stalin, smooth transition. But when from MGR to Jayalalitha, a stormy transition, but it was a transition. But once Jayalalitha has gone, there is all possibility of AIDMK can get disintegrated. The same thing is happening with the Janata Dal United. Janata Dal United with every day is getting weakened because there is no successor over there. So my submission is that yes, it is a feudal mindset. It's a very old mindset. But yes, India's democracy is functioning because of the dynasty. It's not a good thing, but somehow it is helping making our democracy little vibrant, more vibrant. And if I have to make a choice between a dynastic democracy and a dictatorship, I will go for a dynastic democracy, not for the
but the BJP would argue that notwithstanding its share of dynasts in the cabinet, in the party, the BJP's prime ministers, Vajpayee, Narendra Modi, the BJP's top leaders, L.K. Advani, Nitin Gandhi, Rajnath Singh's son, yes, but Rajnath Singh himself, these are not dynasts. And so even all the regional parties and the Congress have a dynasty issue at the top. The BJP at the top does not so far have a dynasty issue. So do you not grant the BJP that exception?
Of course. In that sense, BJP is an ultra modern party. They have over a period of time they've evolved a system and a structure where transition is smooth. For that matter, the Congress could not do that. The other party which has successfully done it is CPM. Again, from EMS Nambudri part to Harkishan Singh Surjit to Prakash Karat to Sitaram Yechuri. And CPM was so modern in its approach that even the topmost leader of the party, Jyoti Basu, wanted to be the prime minister, but the party said no. And the Jyoti Basu did not leave party, did not split party. He remained in the party and accepted the verdict of the party. Same thing happened with the BJP. Lalkesh Advani again wanted to be some kind of a leader in 2014. Party said no. You are done with your role. Leave it for somebody else. He was unhappy. He wrote a letter. He did not go attend meeting, but he did not leave party. So in that sense, BJP is a very modern party in that sense. CPM is a very modern party in that sense. Other political parties have survived. Again, I'm saying something which people might not like it. Survived because they are feudalistic in their mindset. Accepting a dynast as a natural leader is a very feudal concept. From Motilal Nehru to Jawaharlal Nehru, from Jawaharlal Nehru to Indira Gandhi to Rajiv Gandhi, then Sonia Gandhi, then Rahul Gandhi. This can't be modern. This can't be democratic. But Congress survived for so long because of this feudal society and the leadership. So I think I completely grant you that RSS and thanks to RSS, because RSS from the day one did not enter into the politics. For them, capturing power was not important. For them, the goal was more utopian, more civilizational, and this project itself becomes so inspirational that anybody who's involved with the BJP and RSS thinks that he is involved in something too big, and they take a lot of pride in that. That kind of a pride is absent in other political parties, and that leads to the power struggle.
Now, you are granting that dynasty and parties as family fiefdoms is feudal, but I think you're also making the argument that it has kept a certain stability to intergenerational politics and a certain continuity. Let's agree to partially disagree. Later, the whole conversation will become about that, and let's move to a party that was born with a new mindset, the Aam Aadmi Party. Right? The Aam Aadmi Party said, we are not going to be these sort of legacy parties. They were the equivalent of digital media in the age of legacy media. They said, hum apne tarike se karenge. They wanted to be a party with a difference. And well, we all now know the journey. Mr. Kejriwal has spent time in jail, and the alliance with the Congress has not necessarily brought great results for the Aam Aadmi Party, right? Now, let's talk a little bit about Kejriwal. Did you expect there to be greater sympathy reflected in the results in Delhi and Punjab?
Barkha, I don't remember, but I think when Arvind Kejriwal was arrested, and this question was asked to me, whether he'll get sympathy, and I even then I said, he might get sympathy, but very little. That will not be decisive. Probably in assembly elections, he will get sympathy, because the voter in Delhi is a very different voter, and it doesn't think that the Aam Aadmi Party can be a national alternative. It's no strange coincidence that in 3 consecutive elections, Aam Aadmi Party has failed to win even a single parliamentary seat in Delhi. This is a place where it wins assembly election in 2015 with huge margin, unprecedented numbers, 67 out of 70. In 2020, 62 out of 70. But in parliamentary election, 0, 0, 0, 0. Why it is happening? Because it's not considered to be a national party, a national alternative to the Modi or the Congress party. That's one reason. So in assembly election, yes, if Arvind Kejriwal still remains in jail or gets out of it, then there will be sympathy for him. But don't forget, if Modi can lose a bit of his popularity in 10 years' time, Kejriwal can also lose that. So it's not that the next assembly election will be easy for him. It's going to be difficult. And if BJP plays his cards well, put up a good candidate for the chief ministership, Mr. Kejriwal will have a tough time winning election this time.
So you're saying that even in the assembly elections, you see a challenge and you don't see his being jailed as an immediate political asset?
No, I don't see that. It didn't work during the parliamentary election. Everybody thought that he will gain sympathy. It did not. It didn't work. And that too when he was in alliance with the Congress party. So the combined motion should have jumped to a position where this combination could have won at least 2-3 seats. It failed.
What about Punjab? In Punjab, it's the Congress that in a sense rebounded. And the alliance seemed to have done more for the Congress than it did for the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab.
See, again, the same phenomenon happened in Punjab. In 2019 parliamentary elections, Aam Aadmi Party got only 7 to 8% vote share. And within a few months, it had jumped to 42% vote share with 92 seats. So that again proves the point that people in Punjab and Delhi don't consider Aam Aadmi Party as a national alternative. At the most, they are a regional player with a national outlook. That's all. But in Punjab, more than Kejriwal, it is the Bhagwant Mann which is very important. And Bhagwant Mann still seems to be popular on the ground. But his government doesn't seem to be working too well. Because the kind of line you have drawn before elections, that you will do this, you will do that, Punjab will become a perfect state, there will not be any problem. I think delivery is a problem over there. There is a serious concern about delivery. And their MLAs, their ministers are not very seasoned politician or the seasoned administrator to handle administration and ministry. And that is why I will not say the Bhagwant Mann ministry is getting unpopular, but yes, there are issues and there are serious issues. And let's not forget it. The welfare concept of giving free electricity, free water, this election has categorically underlined the fact that even this freebies politics has also its own limits. It did not work in Karnataka for the Congress party, and it did not work for Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. It did not work for Delhi in parliament election in Delhi for the Aam Aadmi Party. So it has drawn a line somewhere. Even it didn't work for the Ashok Gehlot government in Rajasthan assembly elections.
So you believe Arvind Kejriwal stands more diminished than he was a few months ago?
Of course, yes. Of course. Without doubt, I'm saying that.
And you don't see any changes because there's no other states really where the Aam Aadmi Party can make a mark.
The first challenge with Arvind Kejriwal and the first and the last challenge is to get out of this mess, which is called the liquor scam. If the party remain entangled in this, I don't see much of a future because the case is strong and they will have a problem. Probably if Modi is not back as a prime minister, they could have got some relief from somewhere. But in this case, there is an issue. And second is, if you jog your memory, how many times in a chief house the story of somebody being beaten up had come up? This has happened second time. The first time with the chief secretary, then of the Delhi government, he complained that he was beaten up. Now a member of parliament from the party itself has complained that she is beaten up. And these are not good signs. And people are not fooled. They know what is happening.
So you don't see Arvind Kejriwal as a victim? You believe there's a strong case against him?
I'm not saying he's victim or I'm not giving him a clean sheet. The only I'm saying is that this case looks very, very serious case. And don't forget, Manish Sisodiya hasn't got bail for the last 1.5 years. And the ED is very aggressive with Arvind Kejriwal. Look at the speed with which they have gone to the Delhi High Court to not let him get the bail and get out of the jail.
Okay, we'll wait for the court's final word on that. The final word I want to talk to you about, one thing we haven't spoken about, is what happens to media. We have seen before this campaign, at least the broadcast media, completely sycophantic, and a kind of counter media emerging in digital spaces. Newspapers remaining kind of a mix of what they were. What do you see happening to old media, legacy media now? Are they going to have to try and give more space to the opposition because the opposition is just much more in number? How do you see the media debate now?
See, the television media has lost all the credibility which it had with exit poll. It's not only that the pollsters have lost their credibility, but the media have also lost the credibility. And so I don't see that this situation getting better in future. It will not get better, and because the government had tasted blood, they know that they can easily be succumb, and they don't have a spine, and so I don't see much change happening. And in fact, I'm going to the extent of saying that the next government, if comes in, if ever Mr. Modi is replaced by some other party, maybe in near future, even that government will also do the same thing, maybe little here and there. About the digital medium, I have a problem with the digital medium for the simple reason because there's too much rant happening in the digital space. The honest and objective journalism is also missing there. And you get up in the morning and you find a story to criticize Narendra Modi is not journalism, in my opinion. You might be getting lakhs and the millions of views, but they should look within and say, are they doing a journalism? Or they are just ranting to make money? That also has to be looked in. It's not that there are not good YouTubers. There are excellent YouTubers. Some of them are doing an excellent job. But a few of us are not doing journalism at all. They have hate Modi has also become a business for them. It's like the Godi media. They get up in the morning like Godi media. They find a reason to criticize and abuse of opposition. They're also doing the same thing. So we also need to look within, and we also need to see that how different we are.
I agree with you that, my line is na Chamcha, na Morcha. You have a right to be an activist. You have a right to be a polemicist. You have a right to be a Modi hater, a Rahul Gandhi lover, or a Rahul Gandhi hater and a Modi lover. Whatever you want, it's a free country, but that's not journalism. That is the difference. Anyone has the right to be anything they want to, but that's not always journalism. Would you, so I'm so glad you said this.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you on that point. And in fact, I've been talking to many of them. Please call yourself YouTuber. You are not a journalist. Journalism is something different. I'm being criticized for being too critical of Modi. But so was I when Manmohan Singh was there as a prime minister. And I'm not, at least platforms should have all shades of opinion. Whether you like BJP, whether you hate RSS, whether you hate CPM, whether you like Rahul Gandhi, it doesn't matter. If Rahul Gandhi is doing something which is not good for the country, then we reserve the right to criticize him left, right, and center. And when we are criticizing him, his side of the opinion should also get a space in our debate and discussions. That is not happening. So that's what I'm saying. The ranting is not journalism.
To end by saying thank you for saying this. Such few people say this today about journalism. Maybe we'll be called old school, but koi baat nahi. This is what, at least I agree with every word you have just said. We have to be honest to the story. We have to be honest to what we see, and we have to engage with all shades of opinion. And thank you for saying this, Ashutosh. Very important points made by you about the state of media, including the much romanticized independent digital media. Any final thoughts?
I just want to make one very telling story about myself. During the run-up to the elections, a few of my guests, they refused to come to my channel. You know why? दे सेड कि आप तो बदल गए हैं, आप संघ का एजेंडा चलाते हैं. आई सेड अब मैं तो कुछ नहीं कह सकता, बिकॉज आई वॉज क्रिटिकल ऑफ राहुल गांधी, आई वॉज क्रिटिकल ऑफ कांग्रेस पार्टी, आई वॉज क्रिटिकल ऑफ इंडिया एज अ, बिकॉज आई सेड you are trying to form a platform. Where is the platform? So when I was saying this on my channel, very, very senior journalists, they said, you are sold out and I am not coming to your channel. मैंने कहा, thank you so much. I will take it as a badge of honor. And I had written on the Twitter saying कि अब तो लोग मुझे संघी बुलाते हैं, बीजेपी कांग्रेसी कहते हैं. I am happy with my that status.
आपने बहुत बढ़िया बात कही कि जब सारी तरफ से क्रिटिसिज्म आता है तो इसका मतलब आप सच में इंडिपेंडेंट हैं. ये याद रखिएगा. दैट इज व्हाट इंडिपेंडेंट एक्चुअली मींस. इट मेक्स इट टफर टू डू वंस जॉब, बट दैट इज एक्चुअली व्हाट इंडिपेंडेंट मींस. व्हेन यू आर इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफेंडर, जब क्रिटिसिज्म की जरूरत हो तो सबको क्रिटिसाइज करिए, जब एंगेजमेंट की जरूरत हो तो सब पार्टी से एंगेज करिए. थैंक यू आशुतोष. प्लेजर टॉकिंग टू यू.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thanks.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.